Hey, good morning to you. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. It is Tuesday, March 2nd, so God bless all of you. Hope you have a great Tuesday today. We do have a lot of cold temperatures that is going on and some more snowstorms that is on the way, as well as some more systems for the southeast. If you've never been here before, hit that subscribe button. I do upload every single day. Now, as far as an update for that northeast, you do have these cold temperatures still happening. You still have the damaging winds from that video I made 6 days ago, the one about the systems coming in around the 11th. I'm still showing that as a thing. We still have that issue. It is still growing. It is still a thing. Right on the very top is the wind chills. That is the wind chills for you over there in the northeast, for all of you that are going through this cold Arctic air that is coming through. It is putting very, very negative temperatures, feels like, for wind chills for y'all up there. And right above my head is the actual temperatures 2 meters from the ground, so you can see what your actual temperatures are. And there are very, very single digits, in some places even negative temperatures. And that's before even the wind chills. So God bless all of you up there. I hope you all be okay. Now, we still have all this rain in the southeast, and we still have the low pressure system that's moving over the Midwest. That will be putting a little bit of snow in the northeast while they're dealing with all these winds and cold temperatures. But all this rain in the southeast, it will add up to a good bit of rainfall. I did do a video on that yesterday. So if you need to see what's going on with that rain and how long you can expect for that to last, please go check that out. This is pretty much going to be on the cold air that we have now, the cold air that we have coming. Now, the power outages have gotten better, but all this was colored, guys. This was all bad last night. And you got Maine, 20,000 people without power. New Hampshire, 30,000. Massachusetts, almost 50,000. Connecticut, 20,000. New York, almost 50,000. Vermont, you went down to 1,700. You were in the yellow also, but they fixed yours. And New York was in the orange. So it's gotten better. Pennsylvania, you're still at almost 8,000 without power. New Jersey, you're only 600. You was almost 3,000. So they really got on y'all power situation. So that's a good thing. Virginia, you're still 1,000 without power. West Virginia, over 5,000 without power. Louisiana is still 2,300 without power. And Texas is still 2,700 without power. So if you've never been here or seen this before, I have links in my description. This is poweroutage.us. All you do is you click on the state that you are in, and it'll show you where the power outage is out. It'll show you who's working on your power outage, as well as if people next to you is getting power back quickly. Like here's 250 people, here's 15,000. Well, more people, but homes. So if their power is coming back on, that means that your county is more than likely next. And this does update every 10 minutes. Now this is us first thing this morning. The date and time is right here in between the videos. 12Z is 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And this is all the cold air we have going on. You have the cold anomaly that came through the south. We have the next one. Remember, I talked about it. We're going to have 3 of these. You have the next one that's going to be coming through the west. And you have the dip of the Arctic air that is coming through the northeast. Now, I know it looks cold because it's all blue. Texas, Louisiana, everybody, don't worry. You're still going to be right above freezing temperatures. Maybe a spot or two that'd be right on the edge. But even though it looks bad because you're covered in blue, you're still above freezing. But it will be in the 30s to the low 40s as far as your temperature goes. Now the wind chill will bring it below freezing temperatures. That's where you're going to get the cold, cold Arctic air coming in. It's going to be down to 24, 25 degrees for northern panhandle of Texas. And it will stay in the 30s and 40s even with the wind chill for the rest of Texas. But the northern half and the western half is going to be very cold with this wind. And as this cold air mass moves across, it's going to shrink and get very small because it's hitting all these warm temperatures, and it's going to almost disappear. And there is no precipitation for y'all to get snow, at least as far as Texas. But there is a small chance that this cold air would last all the way to the edge of the southeast, to where there is precipitation. There is a lot of strong dew points going on, and it could drop very light amounts of snow. And I mean light. It's 0.1, 0.3. It is very light amounts of snow, and it's not even trending this. It's only showing it on one model, and that's it, the Euro. That's it. Don't see that happening, but there is a chance. Now you can literally watch this cold Arctic air coming in through the northeast. This is from midnight last night to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern time to 7 o'clock this morning. And you have all these cold negative temperatures that it's bringing Very cold wind chills, very cold temperatures, and the damaging winds still a thing. And with all this is your jet stream. This is at your 300 millibar height. So when you see all the heavy winds and strong winds coming to the northeast, this is from midnight last night. This is your wind gusts from 4 o'clock this morning. And you can see it starts ramping up. It starts getting 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts spread out amongst everybody else still getting 30s. But you can see the actual temperatures as of 7 o'clock this morning, 6 o'clock Central Time. The whole Midwest and parts of the Corn Belt is in the 20s. And the Northeast is in the teens to single digits. With the wind chills bringing everybody, even northern Texas like I showed you, even all the way to Tennessee and parts of North Carolina, all the way down to freezing temperatures. That's wind chills. And then your Midwest is going to be in single digits with the wind chills. It is going to be very cold, especially in Wisconsin. So with the wind chills, Northeast Iowa, it's going to feel like 0 degrees, -1 degrees. Wisconsin, it's going to feel like 1-2 degrees. In the north, it's going to feel like -5, -3 degrees with these wind chills. And for the Northeast, it gets really extreme. On the 12Z, which is 7 o'clock this morning right now, you can see the whole temperatures. This is your temperatures for the Northeast. I mean, the northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine are literally in -4, -5, or higher degree temperatures, while everybody else in the Northeast is in teens, and the New England states is in teens to single digits. Now, when you throw in the wind chill factor, it puts everybody that was in the 20s are now in the teens, and everybody that was in the teens is now in single digits to negative temperatures. All the way to Northeast Pennsylvania is feeling negative temperatures, and definitely New York, Connecticut, Vermont, Long Island is in single digits. New Jersey's in digits. Even Delaware and Southeast Maryland feels like teen temperatures. It's very cold out there. Now, when you get towards Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and northern New York, that's when it starts to get really extreme. Northern New York could see up to -20s and -30 degree temperatures with the wind chills. You got -20, high 20s for Vermont. You got -30 degree temperature feels like in New Hampshire. And you have -30 degree feels like temperatures for wind chills in Maine. The whole Northeast, especially in New England, is going to be very, very cold. And with the wind chills, it's going to be -20, -30 degrees. You can see you get all the way down to New York City is going to be 19 degree temperatures. This is your actual temperatures. All the way up to Buffalo is going to be 16 degree temperatures. And this is going to change by 15 degrees just with the wind chill alone. Northern New York is going to be -5, -6 degree temperatures. Also northern Vermont as well, and New Hampshire. It just carries along the extreme northeast. Throwing the wind chills into it, then it goes to New York City is 5 degrees. It feels just like 5 degrees outside. Everybody else is in -10 degrees, -15, -20, -30 degree temperatures, wind chills. -20s for Vermont and New Hampshire, as well as -10s for Connecticut. Northern New York is going to get it really bad, -30s to mid-30s. That's going to be some very cold temperatures. But even Syracuse is going to feel like -6 degrees. And then Maine getting the worst of it, their temperatures are literally going to be negative the whole time, especially the northern half. Northern half is going to see -4 to -7 degree temperatures, with Maine getting up to -9 and -10 degree temperatures. The lower half is going to be 1, 2, 3 degree temperatures. It's going to be very cold. But once again, with the wind chills, it just makes it even crazier. Now you're talking New Hampshire, -20 degree temperatures. You go northern, is -38. That is freezing cold. It's going to feel like -38. Vermont, -20, high 20s to -30 degrees. Northern New York, -30 degree temperatures. Maine, -40 degree wind chills. This is going to be a very cold anomaly that is passing through that everybody really needs to watch out for. I hope y'all are prepared over there. And not only dealing with the temperatures and the wind chills, you're also dealing with damaging winds. This is bringing in anywhere from 30 to 50 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts that is passing through this whole area. It will be leaving, but for hours it will be around. Now, as you go from 7 to 10 o'clock this morning, It even ramps up a little bit more towards New Hampshire and Maine, and it stays around high 50s to almost 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Then the 18Z, which is right around 6 p.m. tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, it's still hanging around New Hampshire and Maine with 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts. So this is going to be all day, guys. I know you've been dealing with it all night. You're going to be dealing with it all day as well. And the temperatures tonight are literally going to be in single digits all across the extreme north. Northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine is going to be in single-digit temperatures still, while the rest of Northeast will be in the 20s. Still will be very cold. That's below freezing. And the wind chills tonight won't affect much of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. You're still going to feel like you're in the 20s. But once you hit New York and head to the Northeast, it's going to feel like single digits to negative degrees once again tonight. So it will be colder later with negative 20 plus degree wind chills for Maine. So please be aware this will be going on until tonight as well. Now, as we go on into Wednesday night into Thursday morning, you can see that the next Arctic air is coming in, and it's in a very deep negative for the EPO. So it's going to be a very deep trough, and it's still coming in towards the south. And this is going to happen a few times. It's not going to be spring on the western half of the U.S. until about April. Now, this is your AO. This is your Arctic oscillation according to the Euro, and you can see that on the 1st, it started taking its dip. But it's going to be the coldest when it gets from the 3rd to the 5th before the cold air starts leaving back to the north. And knowing that everybody's so sick of this winter already, I figure I'd check the 45 days, guys. Well, actually, it's 46 days. But the EPS, the Ensemble Prediction System, actually shows that it is going to be that dip from the Arctic oscillation all the way from the 4th to 5th, and then it's going to go away. And there's going to be a slight dip later in March, and I am showing that it will be more like a west to northwest snowstorm. Maybe in the Midwest, we'll see the temperatures get pretty warm by then. But that's the coldest is going to be for the rest until April, guys. We're done with this Arctic air after that. It's just going to be a little bit later. Now, about 6 o'clock Friday morning on the 5th, you'll see that the cold anomaly did make it all the way through. Okay, it is hitting a lot of warm temperatures. It's getting eating up all that cold air, but it does make it through. By midnight, it's moved way down into the south and southeast. It is colder temperatures down here, but don't let this fool you. This is not freezing or anything bad. By 6 o'clock Saturday night Central Time, the system will move towards Florida. So it came all the way in, and now it's moving towards Florida. And the reason why I'm telling you, because with this Arctic air, this cold anomaly still in the eastern side, it will affect on whether there will be cold enough temperatures for the southeast and the mid-Atlantic to possibly getting some snowfall. It is very close. Some models show that the temperatures are there. Some models show that the precipitation is there. So they kind of need to meet together. They're not really doing that. And I know it looks cold. Everything's in the blue. But you're actually still 50-degree temperatures. I know that it's not super warm like 70s, but just because you're in the blue don't mean that it's all bad, guys. It's only 50-degree temperatures. Y'all can deal with that. But the reason I show it is because it does pop up a low pressure system out of it, and it does carry across, and it will be a storm for the southeast. Now, whether it meets this freezing air on the east coast and becomes snow for anybody, that's hard to say. Goes across Florida to the southeast, staying away from the cold temperatures the whole time. Then late Saturday, Sunday morning, about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern time, it starts heading off into the Atlantic Ocean and getting out of here. And it's really on the edge of getting these freezing temperatures and becoming some snow for either South Carolina, North Carolina, or even anybody. But according to GFS, your freezing temperatures wouldn't be there anyway. So it really wouldn't be a thing for you. It's just going to cause a lot of heavy rain for the south and southeast and move off a regular storm, and it's not going to be a snowstorm. The Euro is actually worse. And not only does it show that it pops up later and not early in the Gulf of Mexico, that it's actually a weaker system as it moves away, and it didn't really grow too much at all. And your temperatures still aren't there for any chance of a snowfall anyway. But according to the GDPS, according to the Canadian model, it does pick up that it does agree with the GFS that it will be a low pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico, and it will be moving east northeast. And you can see the freezing temperatures. According to the GDPS, the freezing cold temperatures comes a little further south than any other model it shows. As it continues to move through on Saturday to Saturday night, it'll cross over Florida just like GFS showed, but it's still too far away for any of this precipitation to spin on shore on the East Coast and become a snow event. It's just all models are showing that this system will not be close enough. Although the GDPS does agree that you will be in well freezing temperatures if it was close enough and you would get that snowfall. Plus, we still have that anomaly that I'm still showing for the 11th. If y'all remember that as well. Last week we talked about these three systems that's coming in, and 11th being the biggest one with the potential for most velocity out of it. But you can see that the system is moving through, and here's just your low pressure system right here, your upper level low. And this will be moving to a sharp curve to the Midwest. It will be on a high ridge on the NAO at that point, and it won't go to the Northeast. But you can see that the worst part is from the March 9th all the way to March 13th and 14th, how we have this very strong velocity potential that's going to be all the way in our country. And this is pretty strong. I mean, normally this would be a hurricane during hurricane season. But by Friday, by noontime, the cold Arctic air does move in. It does create the upper level low. It does become a surface low pressure. And it does move across the central U.S. Y'all probably remember that video. The thumbnail showed a big system right in the middle with hot on one side and cold on another. That's when that's about to happen. And it slowly moves up to the Midwest. And when it brings that, it's going to bring all these warm temperatures and warm dew points from the Gulf of Mexico. And all this red is warmth, but a lot of it is warmth from the dew points just going to be choking the system. So nobody's going to get snow out of this except maybe the western half of this storm. And that is it. And by Saturday and Sunday, it will move out to the Midwest. It's still a little too far, guys. But I see other people making videos over 10 days out telling y'all to worry about this snowstorm. And I'm not showing it's not going to be no major Arctic negative temperatures. There's going to be some wind chills that's going to be Arctic. But it's not going to be a big major snowstorm like some people are saying. It's going to be a lot of heavy rain, and the snow will be on the west side of it. I mean, you can see your temperatures for this setting. The system is up here. It's sucking all this moisture, all this warm air into the center of this cyclone. It's spinning around, going north. And the only people that's in freezing temperatures at this point would be northern Minnesota, the Dakotas, Nebraska, and west. That is it. Nobody in the central U.S., nobody in the Corn Belt or the Northeast or the South will see anything from this. And as it moves a couple more hours further, you can see that the temperatures rise even more. So whatever snow did get on Minnesota wouldn't stay long because these very warm temperatures coming from these dew points, which go very high into 60s all the way up until Kansas. I mean, this is very high dew points in the system. You can see it swirling right into the cyclone of it, and it's carrying all the way across the south and southeast. Now, all this moisture is going to come up to the northeast as well. So it will bring springtime temperatures back to the Corn Belt, back to the whole entire East Coast. But it is choking this system from putting any snowfall on anybody else. And this is all going to move. And it's all going to move towards the Midwest, and it's going to warm all this up as well. But it has very, very warm temperatures with this system, and it's going to be very hard to be a snowfall event for a lot of people. Western side of the storm, yeah, definitely a major. But you can see it here by Sunday, guys. This system is in the Midwest, is bringing lots of storms, is bringing a lot of rain, a lot of warm temperatures. As far as the snowfall, it's going to be a very small area of who's going to be getting snow out of that. As it moves away out the Midwest, maybe a little bit on a wraparound for northern Minnesota, but everybody else is in rain and storms. Even the Northeast isn't going to see anything but rain out of this. But the total snowfall is pretty crazy. It's anywhere from a foot to 2 feet of snow, anywhere from northern Minnesota all the way to southwest South Dakota, as well as the higher elevations of Idaho, Montana, Colorado, Utah, Nevada. Definitely over a foot. As it gets closer and get more accurate with the confidence on this path and the impacts, I will update this. But as for now, it's too far away to even show it, guys. You can see it. It's just too far. And on the opposite side of the snow is going to be all this heavy rain. And it's shown anywhere from Oklahoma all the way to Michigan can get the heaviest amounts of 4 to 5 inches of rainfall. So that would be very bad. as well as the southeast. As these systems move out the Gulf into the Atlantic Ocean, it's going to cross and it's going to be spinning counterclockwise. So all this moisture is going to be hitting the southeast, and it's going to be heavy rainfall for y'all as well. And another thing is all the flooding, guys. It has gotten really crazy. It was just a bunch of pink river gauges, which means that it's over the threshold on the southeast. Now it's across the whole U.S. And you're talking, if you want to know what you're looking at, on the very bottom you see the flow rate. That tells you how fast the water's flowing. The flood stage is at 16 feet. This one's for example. Now the action stage is at 11 feet. That means when it's at 11 feet, they have to do something about it, because once it gets to 16 feet, it's too late and it's going to be flooding. Observe is over 18 feet. All these are flooding. This one's over by 3 feet. This one's over by 11 feet. There is so much flooding that's going on over by 6 feet. It is massive flooding going on. In the whole area that this storm has just been hitting for the last 24 hours, they all have some serious flooding going on. So I'm going to play this for you so y'all can see exactly what's going to happen for the next 2 days, 2.5 days of 60-hour runs as far as the weather goes. I know the last thing you want to see is any more rain in the Central Plains, but most of the rain is going to be south and southeast now for a little bit. But God bless every single one of you that's going through the flood, and God bless every single one of you that's going through the power outages, and God bless every single one of you in the Northeast that's going through these crazy temperatures, damaging winds, and power outages. It is very crazy times right now as far as the whole country just dealing with all kind of multiple problems. So bless you all. I know I'm not going through what y'all going through, but I do feel for you. And I do pray that God does fix your problem very quickly according to whatever his will is. Amen. I'd like to pray for you guys this morning. May you get your power back on. May these damaging winds go away. May this Arctic air go away. May the floods go away. We just want normalcy for a while before hurricane season. Psalm 61. Hear my cry, O God. Attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee, when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings, Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life, and his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows. Amen. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for sacrificing for us, for none of us are worthy. God bless you all. May you all get through these problems safely, quickly. All glory does go to God, God of Jacob. Amen.